Hey there, I've got a bunch of flutes here that are currently about to be going to new owners. So I'm just sharing them on here in case you're interested in adopting one. They're Native American style flutes. And the only difference between these and a normal Native American flute is firstly, I've made them out of bamboo. So they've got a more ethereal tone perhaps. And also the mouthpiece, I've simplified the mouthpiece, which is normally a totem sitting across two holes. I've taken one of the holes out and you literally just blow in there and get a sound. So when that's fixed, so it's not going to constantly fall off and get lost and have to be reapplied. So if that's desirable to you, then this could be a good style of flute for you. And so I'll take you through this batch one at a time. They're a lot more affordable than, well, let's play them first, eh? So this is a C sharp minor, it's only a little baby one, A equals 432 Hertz. So that one's 55, so that's the baby of the bunch. And so they're gradually going to get higher and higher in pitch. So this one's a B flat minor, A equals 432. So there's a B flat minor, that's 120. We've got an A minor, this is A equals 444. This is number 3. So that one's 95. And then we have A flat minor, A equals 432. This is one of my favourites, a very solid flute, this one. It's got quite a nice tone. So that's 110 for that one. Quite a regal looking colours on that one. And this one's an A flat minor, A equals 432. So there you go, that one's 155. That's got a really nice tone on it. So I priced the flutes based on appearance and how in tune it is and how good the tone is. So that's pretty much the pricing structure of those. So this one's an A minor, A equals 444. And I'm gonna play that one. So that one's 155. That's a very solid piece of bamboo, that one, quite heavy. It's heavy or heavier than a wooden one, that one. And a lot of these flutes I've actually recorded tracks in my downloads page. There's tracks on my website. There's 5 albums there now. It's somehow been accumulating. And so that I know this flute here I used to record a track called End of Rain. On the last album, the Elemental album that I've just recorded. So that'll give you an idea of what they sound like in a recording. So this one's just, get this adjusted. Alrighty, so this one's a G minor, so we're getting down into the lower pitch now. And this one is fixed. This is fixed, but I've just tied the leather on anyway for good measure. So this is a G minor, A equals 432. Some really beautiful patterning on this one. Hopefully you can see that patterning. And that happens through the drying process and the curing process of the bamboo. All the bamboo's been burnt, so it shouldn't crack. And it's been painted on the inside with a food grade paint, which is used for bench tops in kitchens. So the inside shouldn't mold up and shouldn't be issues with moisture, but you really don't want to be throwing your flute back in the case straight after you play anyway, because that is when the moisture will build up. You want to air it out before you put a flute away. And the binding is nylon. It's like an instrument binding. And then I've got some tung oil on the outside with citronella. And some of the flutes have got a bit of medicine on it, a couple of patterns and burnings. So anyway, here's your G minor. This one's 75. So there's your G minor, that's 75. This one is an interesting little puppy. It ended up, when I cured it, it ended up with a bit of a crack through here, but it was a beautiful piece of bamboo and a nice tone, so I decided to make it anyway, and I've just bound the heck out of it. So that should mean that the crack won't proceed any further, but I have made that only $45 as a result, so the risk is built into the price. But the tone's pretty good, so you know, for $45 you could do a lot worse for a flute. So there you go, that's a G minor. And finally I've got an F minor, so we're getting lower and lower. This one is A equals 432, and let's have a play. So that's 155 for that one, and that's quite another one of the really solid pieces of bamboo. And it's not ready yet, I've only just finished making it. I have to paint the inside and put the oil on and the binding and all stuff, but this is a nice little E minor, 432 Hertz, that'll be available soon. Again, a very solid piece of bamboo. And yeah, it's quite a nice tone in this one. I can't give a price for that one yet, but it will be available in the next week for some lucky person to take home. So there you go, that's the current batch of flutes available. I am also doing a Christmas special on lessons. If you buy a flute with a lesson, you get, normally it's $100 for an hour, in which you get a really solid rundown of the techniques to play one of these, whether at a beginner level or all the little fine little techniques to get your playing to sound more professional. So I tailor the lessons to whatever your requirements are, and the current price is $100 for an hour, which includes an ebook of all the techniques. But in between now and, let's call it January 1st, if you buy a flute and or book a lesson during that time, the lesson's going to be down to $65 for that hour, for that first lesson. So there's a pretty good saving there. So if you want to get your flute career started before next year, just send me a message or give me a call and we can get that started. So thanks for listening, and I look forward to finding some new owners for these flutes. Have a great Christmas.